The guardian of the morning mind holds the keys to the entire kingdom of the day, for what enters first shapes all that follows. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about protecting your first thoughts. Enjoy. The thoughts that enter your mind in the first moments of waking are like seeds planted in the most fertile soil of your consciousness. They have the power to shape not just your mood, but your entire experience of the day ahead. Yet most of us leave these precious first thoughts completely unguarded, allowing whatever random worry, fear, or external pressure to take root in our minds before we're even fully awake. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why protecting your first thoughts is one of the most powerful practices you can develop, and how to create a gentle boundary around your morning consciousness that serves your peace and purpose. Think about what typically happens when you wake up. Before your eyes are fully open, your mind might already be racing toward your to-do list, replaying yesterday's stress, or anticipating today's challenges. Or perhaps you immediately reach for your phone, flooding your consciousness with news, messages, and other people's thoughts before you've even connected with your own. But here's what I've learned. Your first thoughts set the emotional and mental tone for everything that follows. If your first thoughts are anxious, your day begins from anxiety. If your first thoughts are scattered, your day begins from fragmentation. If your first thoughts are peaceful and intentional, your day begins from that centered place. Protecting your first thoughts doesn't mean controlling them with force or judgment. It means creating a gentle, conscious space around your awakening mind, a buffer zone where you can choose what gets your attention first. It's about recognizing that your morning consciousness is sacred territory that deserves to be tended with care. This protection can be beautifully simple. It might mean taking 3 deep breaths before allowing your mind to engage with the day's demands. It could be setting an intention to notice what thoughts arise naturally without immediately acting on them or feeding them with worry. It might involve having a few prepared, positive thoughts ready to gently guide your mind toward peace rather than pressure. Consider the difference between a protected and unprotected morning mind. An unprotected mind is like a garden without a fence. Every stray worry, every external demand, every random anxiety can wander in and take root. But a protected mind is like a carefully tended garden, where you choose what grows, where you create space for thoughts that nourish rather than deplete you. One powerful way to protect your first thoughts is to have what I call a morning thought anchor, a specific positive thought or intention that you can return to when your mind starts to wander toward worry or overwhelm. This might be a simple phrase like, "I am safe in this moment," or "I choose peace as my starting point," or "This day holds beautiful possibilities." The key is gentleness. You're not trying to force positive thinking or suppress difficult emotions. You're simply creating a conscious pause, a moment of choice about where you direct your mental energy first. If challenging thoughts arise, you can acknowledge them without letting them hijack your entire morning consciousness. This practice becomes especially important in our hyper-connected world. Every notification, every news alert, every social media update is designed to capture your attention immediately. But your first thoughts belong to you. They're your opportunity to set your own emotional and mental frequency before tuning into the frequency of the external world. When you protect your first thoughts, you're also protecting your capacity for presence throughout the day. Instead of starting from a place of reactivity and scattered attention, you begin from a place of centered awareness. This makes you more resilient to stress, more creative in problem solving, and more available for the moments of joy and connection that each day offers. Think of it as putting on emotional and mental armor, not to shut out the world, but to engage with it from a place of strength rather than vulnerability. When your first thoughts are protected and intentional, you can meet whatever the day brings with greater equanimity and wisdom. This doesn't mean every morning will be perfect or that challenging thoughts won't arise. It means you're taking responsibility for your inner environment, recognizing that you have more power over your mental and emotional state than you might have realized. Your first thoughts are a gift you give yourself each morning. They're your opportunity to choose your starting point, to set your inner compass, to decide how you want to meet this new day. Protect them with the same care you'd protect anything precious, because they are precious. They're the foundation upon which your entire day is built. Tomorrow morning, before you engage with the world's demands, take a moment to protect your first thoughts. Create that gentle buffer zone. Choose your mental starting point. From that protected, intentional place, you can engage with whatever comes with greater peace, presence, and purpose. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.